I'm Greg Scher, Chief Business Development Officer at NFM Lending, now joined by NFM's President of 10 years, Jan Ozga. Jan, thanks for being with us.
Thanks a lot for having me, Greg.
Yep, it's a pleasure to have you, and want to talk a little bit about the culture that starts with you and kind of permeates around the organization, which is embedded in your history as a guy that has been in service your whole life. First as a chef, and then as a mortgage executive. Just first of all, talk about your experience as a chef and how it helped you in this role now.
Well, I can tell you that being a chef was probably the most critical element of how I run this company right now. And the reason is because in the hospitality industry, it's all about service to others. It's also about very high pace, very quick demands, and response times. So at an early age, I was in the restaurant business at around 15 years old. I learned the sense of urgency. And I think that's one of the things we try to instill in the people at NFM, is to have a sense of urgency, to try to get the loans closed, and that everyone is on the same team. In the restaurant business, if you don't have a total chain of command, there's a breakdown in the service. So it's very important that people remain synced up. So the restaurant business was a critical part of my life.
Yeah, and it's kind of helped slide into this role at NFM. And before you were at NFM, we should talk about your experience as an account executive, one of the top ones in the country at WMC for many years, which was purchased by GE. That experience as an account rep gives you a pretty unique perspective.
It does. What it allowed me to do was really to go into probably 200 to 300 broker shops between Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and really get a feel as to who is top of class, who is best of breed as a company. And so I had a really good idea when I came to NFM as to what this company should be. Ironically enough, Dave was one of my clients. And so when the mortgage meltdown happened in 2006 and 2007, David called me to help NFM out. And I didn't really know anything about retail, because really the last 6 years of my life had been wholesale and on a big level. You know, I was doing around 80 million a month in business. I ran a very successful team. We were in multi-states, but so I came here, no different than a lot of other people, very displaced during that time. And the one secret I was able to give Dave was the connections that I had through the wholesale business.
Yeah, Dave being David Silverman, the CEO from day
That's
one
right, Dave Silverman.
at NFM, and NFM just now coming up on its 20-year anniversary.
It's amazing.
It is completely amazing. And the same owner, no outside forces or no outside influence or money, and we're retail only. So if we don't close the loans we originate, we don't keep the lights on. So I wanted to talk a little bit about getting back to your service, because when we bring people into NFM and we entertain recruits, you always are very quick to let them know the relationship between the executive team and sales and who serves who. If you could kind of expound on that a little bit, I'd love to hear.
Sure. Well, here's something that I live by. I live by a saying called culture erodes strategy. And I don't really care what company you're working at or who you're working for. If the culture isn't good, the strategy won't matter. And I've worked at very large companies, I've worked at banks, and we had very poor cultures. And as a result, we were really unable to drive home something that was awesome for the employees and something that was basically a part of what they were building. It's not all about the executives at a company. As a matter of fact, I am completely opposed to top-down management. I don't like top-down management. I think it's very old. I think it's very archaic. I think it's very 1980s. I am a believer in inclusive management. I'm a believer in talking to every single person at every single level in the operation to find out the great ideas and really the ways that we need to bring this company forward.
And in fact, here at this corporate headquarters in Linthicum Heights, Maryland, which is just a stone's throw away from BWI International Airport, we've got well over 100 people here, employees from all different departments, and every day you make it a habit to go around and shake every hand and give out hugs and let everybody know you're here. Why do you do that?
So, you know, some people say, well, do you do that because it's a feel-good thing? That's certainly part of it. I do that because I want people to understand that they are part of the solution in getting this company to the next level. I also do that because I get a great sense of where the opportunities are. So if I go into a department and I see a bunch of glum faces, then you know what I know? I know something is wrong. And so I'm able to peel the onion a little bit out there and really get to what the issues are and try to resolve it from there. I am a people person. That goes back to my roots in the hospitality industry. But I believe that it's the people here that are going to make us successful and have made us successful.
Yeah, and there's some people on the top of organizations who say my door is always open, but I know yours truly is. You take calls from everyone in the organization. You know, your door is open, and we really appreciate your stewardship and getting us where we are right now, and look forward to the years ahead. So, Jan, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate you having me.
All right, Jan
Great
Ozga,
honor. Thank you.
President of NFM, with us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.